Hi everyone, this is Lori Flecker and I have Lisa Cortes here and we're from the Amazon Explosion, and today Lisa is going to be explaining, are you ready for this? How to use Pinterest as a sales tool for your Amazon. So Lisa, I'm really excited about this topic. So how are you today?
Hi, Lori. I'm doing really good, getting ready to get some work done over here on my end of the world. I'm so excited that you called and asked me to talk about using Pinterest as a way to sell items on Amazon. I have a really interesting take on it, so I'm excited to share with everyone what it is that I've learned and how it is that I use Pinterest at this point.
Okay, so Lisa, is Pinterest really a viable tool to increase sales on Amazon?
Absolutely. So Pinterest can work in both ways, the way many social media platforms are starting to work now. One, you can sign up as a professional, having your business name on there and really allowing potential followers to know that you're a business so that when they follow you or when they sign up with you, they know that they can purchase things for you also from you. Also, Pinterest allows you to advertise to followers through their services, and that can be a really great tool. But as you know, we're teaching people how to really start shoestring and start their businesses and learn the processes of selling on Amazon first. So I wanted to talk to people a little bit about the free ways in which to use Pinterest as advertising and get direct sales from using Pinterest. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that.
Well, I'm very excited about it because I love Pinterest. I love it. I'm always on it, and I have my brittle being sold there, or being at least shown there, and also my baskets. And I'd love to be able to know how to use this very, very valuable tool to increase sales. So tell us, how do we go about doing it?
Well, Pinterest is one of those places that I really predominantly find, one, a lot of women on. It doesn't mean that it excludes men, but when I talk to the men in my life, they are sort of interested or piqued, intrigued why it is that we women love Pinterest so much. And what we like about it is that we can see images of things that inspire us or interest us, everything from clothing to home items to craft items to food items to eating healthy. And what's really neat is that Pinterest, a lot like other social media, starts to show you information that's similar to things that you like or post or pin. And it's very interactive with the web because you can pin anything from the web that you're looking at into one of your Pinterest boards. And the reason this becomes so exciting as a tool to get people to look at the products that you're selling is that people start to like and pin things that interest them. So for instance, as you know, I love to travel. And so I have a Pinterest travel site. So not only do I pin and see ideas of where I want to go, where I've been, I show great pictures, but also the things I like to travel with, because I like to be very organized when I travel. So being that I have a brand of travel accessories and toiletry bags and that type of thing, it becomes very easy to start growing a platform of people who follow and like, are interested in the travel ideas that I have, the places that I go, the posts that I put up. But also, when I have an item for sale that I put on there, then they're very eager. Also, it's not a direct sales. It's not hey, look at my brand, buy my brand. But it's like, wow, I found this very interesting, or I really like this product because it's designed exactly how I think something should be designed. And as a frequent traveler, I think I'm pretty knowledgeable in that area. And lo and behold, my items start to sell like crazy because now people, I'm not, again, not directly selling, say, hey, buy this, but I'm saying, I really like this. And because they like so many of the other things that I already like, then we have like-minded people together, and the sale is very simple. I'm solving a solution, or I'm solving a problem for them.
Well, it sounds great. I mean, I love to travel too, so I have my travel things up there. And the other thing I noticed, Lisa, is it's very interesting how many people repin your pins. So if you start to get people, if you posting your stuff and people start to like it and they start to repin it, I could see that it would really explode.
Absolutely. And then after you pin that and they like it and they pin it, it starts to show up in their feed system when you post something new, and their friends and their followers start to get to see, because it starts to populate everyone who has common interests together. So it really is a fantastic tool to build a following, to show products, keep about you. And I saw Sold really wants the classic pitch. We really want to find out more about the people who are producing the items that we're talking about or selling about, or even about us ourselves. And so I really like to share. I mean, I'm really quirky. I know that you and I have talked about before. One of the things that I do with my boards that I create is I make really funny or silly boards that talk a little bit about me. I love fashion. That's one of the other things that I'm really into. And so I have Fashion Diva, I think Like It While You're Hot or something, with a catchy little name. It's really only meaningful to me, but other people really like that because they get to see. And in there, I'm sure that I only pin the hottest outfits that I think would, that would look good on me. And so I make sure that they're very connected to me. But you'd be surprised at how many people I get following me simply because they like the things that I pin on there. And they're things that I absolutely love.
So that's very interesting. So tell us, what's the system that you use specifically for Amazon?
Well, on Amazon, the thing that we need to pay attention to most, if your items are selling well, then pretty much stick to whatever system that is attracting. But where I really use it is when I have items that I know should be selling that are cute because I really spent time taking great images and I think that they're good products and I believe in them. Then I'll directly, if you go into Amazon directly, there's a way to share your products. Your mobile application will give you more areas in which you can share it, and your desktop application will allow you to share to Pinterest and to Twitter. I think there's, oh, and to email. It also gives you the option to email your item to someone. So if you start building email lists, you could send it out to your email list. But I love that you can directly link your item from your store out to Pinterest and Twitter. And again, it's very indirect. You're not saying, here, buy this, but you're saying, oh, I love this item. And by the way, if you're interested in it, here's the direct link to buy it from my store.
I like it. I like it a lot. And what about on the Pinterest board? Do you give it like a jazzy title in the sense of, I know your board will have a jazzy title, but do you give your item a jazzy title or, something that makes it stand out?
Absolutely. And you can also use hashtags in the descriptions or the titles. There's a little bit of controversy about whether that's effective or not, whether search engines pick up that hashtag. My belief is that they do, because they're all trying to talk to each other. Every search engine is trying to get as many viewers and as much visibility as possible. So because Twitter has really made that hashtag really important, I wouldn't overuse it, but I would certainly, especially if you're going to give it a catchy title, do something with the hashtag so people can start to recognize that as an item that's connected to you directly. And then don't just pin your own items up there. Pin other things that interest you about that item. Or like, for instance, my travel bags or cosmetic bags. I'm not just doing my bags all of the time. I also go look at other people's bags because then I get follow backs. People understand that I really do know what it is that I'm talking about when I show them like type bags and what makes mine different from these other bags. And there's not a whole lot of in-depth conversation, but people really are able to visually jump to the conclusion that you're leading them to by seeing the variety of things that you pin in your boards.
So you're also looking to pin other people's things that are related items or things that might go, together. Even you're talking about even potentially competing items. Am I getting that
Yes, absolutely. There is nothing wrong with competing items. I get asked by people all the time, well, aren't you concerned that people aren't going to buy your item? Quite frankly, no. For one, because there are so many people in this world and we all like variety, and they may buy my product one day and they may buy my competitor's product another day. I am so happy to share my competitor's product, you better believe that I'm going to talk them up. And in turn, we bring more people to our own endeavors and their endeavors, and it just really grows from there. One thing that I love about selling on Amazon is that you don't have to be scared of anyone else's brilliant ideas. They only help boost your sales and your investment into this business because it might drives more people to you and to them. So everyone can grow.
That sounds great. So, any other tips that you like? How does somebody get started? What would be the first thing that they would do?
First and foremost, you have to go figure out how Pinterest works. Watch videos on YouTube. I also love YouTube, and hopefully we'll do a YouTube, how to use YouTube video as well, because it's really very underutilized. In fact, I'm underutilizing it myself. But as you're starting a new business, you go through a learning process, and I'm very familiar with Twitter, I'm very familiar with Facebook, I'm very familiar with Pinterest because I'm always there. As I leave 9 to 5 and do FBA full time, then I'll have more time to create video and create content. And that will be something that I utilize to grow my business as well because it's a great tool. So get started, go on YouTube, take a look at some videos, go on to Pinterest. Remember, particularly in the beginning, start as an individual, really just start connecting. That's how business is different right now than it has been at any other time in life, is that people are really, yes, they're looking for good quality, well-made products, but they're really looking to connect with one another. If you're a hiker, you want to connect with other hikers, and you want to find out what products they find useful. Their images. Today I was looking on a Pinterest board, and I found a woman who has all of these wonderful. She does a blog about beauty and makeup brushes, and that's an item that I would like to sell. So before I start to sell, seeing her and repinning some of her things is really going to give me some education on what it is that sort of beauty professionals look at, especially if I'm going to be on YouTube and doing more videos. I want to improve how I look. I want to improve the tools that I use. And so why wouldn't I repin this woman who's giving me all of this wonderful information and content? And then I start to build a relationship even with her as I share her content. And then when it is time to bring on my own product, of beauty brushes, then I already have a network and relationships that I've built that will help me get this portion of my new e-commerce up and running.
I think that's amazing advice. I get so many repins on my Moroccan board, and then when I think about the the plan of going to Morocco sourcing, which is what I'd like to do next year to take a group there, it seems so perfect because I'm throwing out so much stuff on Morocco. People are repinning it, and it's just like a natural progression.
Yep. And you know what the difference is between like, for instance, Facebook or even Instagram and what makes Pinterest such a tool is that you actually get to save something. I can't tell you how many times I go back because I don't remember. Now, if you're in your Facebook feed scroll, you have to dig hard to find and search. Yes, you can use the search bar, but that was 20,000 posts ago and everybody's up and running with something new. What I love about Pinterest is that I can save it there, and it could be 2 years ago that I pinned this, but if it's a recipe or an article or a travel blog or whatever it is that I want, or a product whose design that I like, that I want to take elements of that design, I have it pinned on my board with the exact information of where to go to either get it or at least review the pictures that were provided so that I can see what I liked about it. So I love that aspect of Pinterest, that you can save those on your board and you can go back to them anytime you want.
It's almost like a visual filing cabinet, but you see all the different files. And then all you do is you just tap on it and you see what's in those files. It's amazing. And it's much, I agree with you, it's much easier than the other social media where you're hunting for things constantly.
Yeah. And people get to choose. They choose to repin you. So they're already telling you a lot about what they're interested in. And I love doing business that I'm connected to. You know, when I sell things or create things, I want it to connect with another person. So it already tells me who's connecting or what popular things. Like if something doesn't get repinned and I think it's a really great thing, then I repin it a few more times in a different way. And if it still doesn't get repinned, it's really good feedback about perhaps that product is not as fabulous as I think it is. So it's really a great tool to let you know if you're in line with what things, because quirky is good, but sometimes too quirky is not too good. So as sellers, we do definitely want to be aware of what the market wants.
So the next point that you made is to watch for repins.
Absolutely. So you want to watch who's repinning, where they're repinning, because like a lot of these social media platforms, where you live impacts what information comes up. And so, you know, if someone, I know from my Amazon store, I sell to a lot of people in New York. So I also sort of observe. So I'm thinking, what is the difference between the West Coast and the East Coast that are driving people to buy my items? And so that's, again, just a on its own, it may not be the big aha, but put that together with a lot of little information, and you're able to see what types of products to produce or to provide for the people who are buying from you.
Absolutely. And as always, I think the most important thing is to produce products that you absolutely love. It's just amazing. It's almost like people can feel your love for your product.
I
And
have to tell you, my number one qualifier is not wanting to send it off, that I want to keep, and I predominantly do keep one of everything I ship off because that's how attached I get to things. If I don't have that feeling, then it's probably an item that'll do okay.
yeah, it's almost like I would really, for my stuff, I feel like, wow, I would really like to get this as a gift.
Yeah. Yours are beautiful. I really get that feeling when I see them.
Oh, I thank you. Thank you. And here's our new product, which I'm very, very excited about. I just picked it up today from the manufacturer, and it's very, very exciting. It's our new line of peanuts that are wonderful, and this is the 4-ounce size. We had the 8-ounce size that we were working with, and we wanted to. These are perfect for the baskets and bags and whatever. So I'm very excited about it. Okay, Lisa. So is there
One thing
anything
before we
else?
go,
Go
yep,
ahead.
one thing about your product is that I love this product so much that I'm going to pair it with my upcoming golf bag accessory kit. And so I'm so excited to see how well those pair together because one, they're delicious, delicious peanuts. I love them. And two, it's something that we golfers, we're constantly looking for a bag of peanuts because the days get long and you need your energy to keep up playing. So I'm interested in seeing how those two pair. And I bet that had it not been for building a relationship and our endeavors together, that you would have even thought about selling that product within the golf community. And I would have never thought of selling this product had I not had the opportunity to taste and think, oh yeah, I'd love to have that on the golf course. So I'm really excited to see how those are going to pair together.
It's really interesting, Lisa, because I feel like when you're talking about over here the connection, and as you're talking about hiking and biking, perfect, perfect product for hikers and bikers. So, I'm listening to what
Absolutely.
you're saying, and we're all listening. As we're on these calls, we're listening, we're sharing information, and we get excited. Like, here's a product I'm going to be working with very soon. I just bought these
Cute.
and I love them. They're watertight. They had really great reviews and they're very, very pretty. And these are going to be one of the new products I'm gonna put together. So it's really about surrounding yourself with stuff that you love. So I will definitely be going to Pinterest and looking at things like this. What are people using them for? What are people doing with them? And when I get that, that's going to be going up on Pinterest. But I'm really excited
Perfect.
about some of the things that we're working on. So
Good job, Eddie.
anyway,
Thanks for the call.
well, thank you, and I will be talking to you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye.